Mike, David Moore, Dallas Morning News. Two questions. The first, just as someone who's worked with Aaron and has known him for so long, just did you see that play and just your thoughts and emotions on him, what he has to go through?
Yeah, definitely. No, I was watching the game like everybody else, but yeah, I think like everybody, you're hoping it wasn't serious. It kind of reminded me of a play in 2018 against the Bears. Happened early in the game. He went in. They told me on the headset that he was done for the year. He had a fracture in his in the knee joint, and he came out at halftime and threw for 3 touchdowns and won the game and played the rest of the year. So that's what I was hoping was going to happen. So, but yeah, I feel terrible for him.
And with him out of the equation now, and just your impressions of Zach Wilson and what you need to do with him.
Yeah, I thought he went in and obviously did a nice job. I mean, this is a very good football team. I mean, they have weapons in all 3 phases. The energy, the division game, the Monday night. So I was impressed with their team.
Clarence Hill, Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Brandon Cooks is on the injury report. Can you talk about what the situation is with his knee and when did he hurt it?
Yeah, I mean, hurt it in the game. I can't give you the specific play. I think it was on the straight pass poker play. But he's doing okay. I mean, he's we're in a jog through format here at 4 o'clock. So, but I think he's going to try to do a little bit tomorrow. So he has a chance.
Mike Todders with ESPN. You think there's any letdown that your defenders aren't seeing Aaron, that they wanted to go against him and see what they would do?
I think everybody was excited for the challenge. I mean, that's only natural. I mean, to play against a great player. But I think at the end of the day, we need to get to 2-0, and that's the focus has been good today. That's where we're looking at.
Saad Yusuf, The Athletic. With Zach Wilson, I mean, what have you seen from him throughout his career that what he does bring to the offense? Really?
Well, I can see the talent. He can play in the pocket. He can make all the throws. Can hit every quadrant of the field. He looks comfortable in Nathaniel's system. He's played a lot of football for a young guy. So he looks like he's ready to take the next step.
John.
John Michaud, The Athletic. When you went back and watched Marquise Bell, is that kind of what you expected from him, from what you saw during preseason and that, or did he maybe even exceed some of your expectations?
I think really you could see it last year, especially in the special teams part of it. The transition to the linebacker responsibility has been pretty smooth. He looks very natural in there. But yeah, both him and I know I talked on this Monday. Him and Wanya have. This has been coming. So this is not. I think if you guys were at camp, I thought those guys both had tremendous camps.
Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. Mike, I know it's early in the year, but Stephon Gilmore made incredible diving interception in first game. What would you say his impact has been both on and off the field for your team so far?
I think he's made a very strong impact. You could see it right away. In training camp once we got to the team drills and so forth. But long before that, during the spring, his connection in the locker room, his leadership, he's been tremendous. So he's impacted us in every possible way that you can.
How does James Slater, NFL Network, Breece Hall, what sort of challenge does he pose in the running game when you guys face him?
Well, you just got to look at the 85-yard run. That tells you everything. I mean, he can run between the tackles, has good vision, accelerates the crease. He doesn't jump around. It looks like he doesn't waste any steps, and he could take it to the distance. So, very impressive runner.
Nick Harris, DallasCowboys.com. Quentin Williams, what's kind of the challenge with him and that whole defensive front going into Sunday?
What's the challenge with him? Everything. I mean, he's a dynamic football player. I've been very impressed with him. I've enjoyed watching him the last couple of days. So, when you don't, this is an uncommon opponent for us. We haven't played these guys. I know in my time here, I think there's 3 players left on their team since the last time the Cowboys and the Jets have played. So, but no, he's a hell of a football player.
Ed.
Mike Edwarder, ESPN. On a personal level, you had the experience of competing against Aaron last year in Green Bay. How much were you looking forward to this game and his presence in it in a different uniform And what, if any, contact have you had with him since the injury?
Yeah, I definitely reached out to him. I think, when I go back to last year, it was great to see him personally and have a chance to spend some time with him. But, I was really irritated how well he played. It's just, but yeah, it's great to compete against, people you care about and people him and I have been through a lot together. So, I have a tremendous amount of love for him, and this is tough. This is, I know he was very excited about this chapter of his life, and I was looking forward to seeing him this weekend. But yeah, I think any time, in this game, and you can see how precious these opportunities are. Every game is such a special opportunity, and it's to compete in this league. And so, but yeah, I think we're all feeling for him personally right now.
Calvin.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. Mozzie Smith had his first game as a pro. Just your thoughts on how he looked?
Well, I saw him. I was walking down the hall with him earlier. I just told him, just so you know, this is not how it normally goes. This is a lot harder than your first game. So, but no, I thought he did a good job. He's young. He plays with a dynamic group. It's that's you talk about an alpha room to be a part of. But I think he fits in very, very well. But no, I'm very, very pleased with the progress he's making.
Son.
Mike, on camp you guys talked about how deep the roster is. Do you feel like you guys have a lot of players that are playing maybe below where they would normally be slotted? Like maybe a third pass rusher for you would maybe be a number one somewhere else in the league, and is that a benefit for you guys in that way?
I don't know. I love our guys. We definitely have a lot of depth. I think that really the connection of young players and experienced players. I think we have a really good mix. And I think our older guys and we're definitely helping the younger guys. The first year players. I think it's all come together very well. So I am pleased with that. So, but I think each and every year, when you can't sign players back to second contracts, I think that shows you how much depth you have, and obviously what the rest of the league thinks of them. So, and we've had a couple of those guys. So, but yeah, I don't sit here and compare against the other 31 teams.
Joe.
Joseph Hoyt, Lone Star Live. Dak led the league last week in average time to throw, 2.11 seconds. How important is it for him to get the ball out fast, and what goes into that?
Well, I think it's a lot of things. I think what you're doing, who you're playing against. I think the number one positive attribute from that game was the ball security. I thought he did a tremendous job, commanding not only the huddle and the pace of operation and all that, but taking care of the football. And you sometimes pass up some throws just to take the next one when you're dealing with weather like that, because it obviously was going on and off there for a while, and it got to be pretty heavy in the third quarter. So, but yeah, I think there's a lot that went into that. I'll be honest with you, I hadn't looked at a whole lot of the statistics coming out of that game because it was it's a bad weather game. So, but we did a lot of good things. And number one was taking care of the ball.
Patrick.
Hey, Coach. Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. Yesterday, Jerry Jones said that Tyler Smith and Donovan Wilson were on the cusp, but also said playing on Sunday, but also said that you guys wanted to see where they were when practice kind of kicked off on Thursday. In your determination, where are they trending right now, both of those guys?
Yeah, I know Donald had a big workout today. I know Tyler's doing really well. He's pushing to play. So tomorrow, hopefully we can get them maybe involved. I know Donald's a little ahead. He's further ahead than Tyler right now. So, but they both work with the rehab group today.
And quick follow-up, Chuma Edoga looked like he played very well. Can you talk a little bit about how important
he played really well. I think he got injured. He's playing more tackle than guard reps in camp, and so for him to go in there and and play that well on short notice, we were very pleased. But obviously he has a big test this week, and I think another full week of preparation will help him.
Babe.
Babe Lofberg, Cowboys Radio. Mike, Pete Carroll, the Princeton basketball coach, not the Seattle football coach, used to always say, practice the things that happen a lot in the game. And one of the things that doesn't happen in the game, the NFL game, are kick returns. You guys had 8 touchbacks. Jets had all 6 of theirs were touchbacks. Your allocation of time in practice is obviously well thought out. Do you practice that less now because you're not having returns and you're not having to cover kicks.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, John and I talked about this in the spring, and when we weren't really sure how it was going to go with the kickoff, and then when we got to training camp, it's just like anything. We all, offense, defense, special teams, you all have a certain amount of time and concepts that you have to get trained, and it definitely has affected how much time you spend in each phase. But yeah, that's something that you watch closely, and but also it's game plan specific. We're an indoor team, so how many more kicks are we going to get indoors, versus outdoors? So yeah, we look at all those things.
When you go to Buffalo in December, it might change a little.
Yeah, we'll work on a return game more. Yeah.
Mike, when you look at the Jets defense, is there any carryover from what you've seen against San Francisco the last 2 years because of the connections between staffs?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can see some of the connections schematically. It starts in their front, the Y9. I mean, their defensive line depth is as good as we'll see all year, which is comparable also to San Francisco. But yeah, there's a lot of carryover.
Have you found yourself looking at the playoff games the last 2 years to get a feel at all, or is it just solely on what?
Like I said, Todd, we'll get you the game plan tonight. Okay, it's a little early. So.
Brad.
Mike, Brad Sham, Cowboys Radio. What was your evaluation of the way the tight ends blocked Sunday night?
How they blocked? I thought, coming off of last year, we talked a lot about commanding the C gap, and I think we definitely took a step in the right direction. Yeah, so I think we're improving there. I think Fergie is the lead dog in that area. But yeah, I think it did a nice job.
All righty. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, thank you.